Well, back here in Nigeria, a reliable, credible, acceptable and successful census will help government in planning purpose for development, especially in bolstering the social security program that targets more vulnerable Nigerians. It will also help tackle the security challenges bedeviling the country. President Muhammadu Buhari made the submission while declaring open the Stakeholders Summit on the 2023 census at the Banquet Hall, Abuja. State House correspondent Adesua here reports.
In the last 16 years, Nigeria has been planning her national development flying blind. The last population census, conducted in 2006, puts the country's population at 140 million. Currently the world's seventh largest, Nigeria's population is projected to surpass that of the United States and become the third largest country in the world by 2050, just behind China and India. Now, for the first time, Nigeria is set to hold a fully digital census. At this Stakeholders Summit, which is part of the preparatory activities to the 2023 count, the need for an inclusive, accurate, reliable and acceptable census results by all is resounding.
The Commission has resolved to conduct the first fully digital census that will give the nation reliable, credible and trustworthy data, which will serve as basis for government planning, forecasting, and budgetary allocations.
At the NGF, we continue to insist on evidence-based planning to ensure that through targeted policies, we are able to improve the living standards of our citizens.
The United Nations describes the long overdue census as a development priority and a key indicator in the Sustainable Development Goals. President Muhammadu Buhari, in his remarks, says the country's inability to conduct a population census in the last 16 years has created an information vacuum, denying the nation the huge benefits of comprehensive baseline data for evidence-based decision-making.
People are both the agents and beneficiaries of the development process. The 2023 census data is also needed to tackle the security challenges bedeviling the country, as it will give an overview of the population, where we are and who we are.
While the president calls for collaboration by national stakeholders, donors, development partners, and the international community, the national chairman of the Population Commission gives assurances of a credible and acceptable census.
In the 2023 census, everybody will be counted in the right way, at the right place and time. That is, be counted once, not twice or thrice. Be counted where he resides.
Nigeria last conducted the national census in 2006. That's longer than the United Nations recommendations that censuses be conducted at least every 10 years.
Let's bring in the chairman of the National Population Commission, Nasir Kwarra. Thank you so much for joining us on News Night.
Thank you for having me.
Well, 17 years since the last census, Nigerians have been waiting for this census that seems never to come. Well, 2023 is an election year.
Sure.
Why 2023? Why is this census coming in 2023? Is it not ill-timed, like some are saying? Why now? Why hasn't it been carried out even before now?
Thank you very much. This issue of conducting census has actually been on the table for long. And if you want me to take you back to history lane, the last census was conducted in the year 2006.
Yeah.
So going by the United Nations recommendations, the next census would have been conducted in 2016. I remember 2016 was like a transition year. So a new admission came in, and just like when we conducted the 2006 census, should have been conducted in 2001. but the administration of President Obasanjo then also came in newly. So they had to stay and prepare for the conduct of census. So ultimately, it started 2005 and eventually was concluded 2006. So it's the same way when President Buhari came in, came in new, he had to actually study the situation and then eventually decided that yes, census would be conducted, but in the
what exactly are these considerations really that need to be looked at? You know, based on what you've just said,
yes,
it took barely 1 year between 2005 and 2006 for a census to be agreed upon and carried out. So barely a year. That's all you really need. But what exactly are those details, those fine points that need to be clarified for you to say, look, we're ready to carry out a census? And this government has been there 7 years.
Yes, you come in as an administration. You come in with your program, priorities, and so on and so forth. Remember, we were facing heavy security challenge when the administration came in. I'm not really speaking for the administration, but I'm just trying to provide an explanation. They have to really stabilize before deciding, because census is not it's a heavy project or program, I can say, involving a lot of financial resources and mobilization of human and material resources, to the nook and crannies of Nigeria. So it is something you have to really prepare well for. Census is not normally prepared in 1-2 years. No, it takes up to 5 years to really prepare for it. So,
go ahead. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, what are the likely projections? I'm asking you because you've completed the enumeration areas demarcation.
Yes.
So are you able to tell us anything from this exercise you have conducted already, marking houses across the country? What are you able to tell us so far? And the pilot census, we do know you've also done that.
We've done,
yes.
We've done
yes.
first and second census pretest. We've done the trial census, the result of which we're studying. The enumeration area demarcation is one big achievement that we have recorded in the entire African continent. No country has done this kind of demarcation that we have. It is, we use high-end technology for the exercise. We're able to, the entire landscape of the country has been demarcated into units that enumerators can handle within the scope of time given without any overlap.
Great.
Then, because of the technology employed, 1, GIS, 2, GPS, 3, satellite images. Have been.
Still have guests here, the chairman of the National Population Commission. Well, very quickly, I'm trying to wrap my mind around the point of carrying out a census, but you have over 4,000 unmanned borders. How are you going to really be able to tell Nigerians that, look, this is an accurate census that we're giving you, with people coming in to the, through the borders without any, let or hindrance? Well, how are you going to, do that?
The essence of the census is to be able to enumerate people in the country, both Nigerians and non-Nigerians.
Okay.
So when our staff go to the field, to homes, and start asking questions, they'll ask about their place of residence, their state of origin or country of origin. All this information, if the questions are answered frankly, we should be able to know who are Nigerians, who are non-Nigerians. Okay. And Nigerians migrate within and outside.
Right.
So you should be able...
And non-Nigerians come in too.
They come in, yes.
Yeah.
So is to get the number of people residing. It's like a snapshot at that particular time.
Okay.
So we count both Nigerians and non-Nigerians residents in a particular country at that particular time.
Okay, and very quickly before I let you go, before we interrupted you for that report, you were making a point on, projections for this census, but I also wanted to add, because again, this is the first ever digital census we're having. How's that different?
It's different because of the use of technology, which promotes efficiency, and it also promotes accuracy. Because of the software that we have, it's difficult to really have somebody counted more than once. That's the accuracy aspect. And then the speed of processing data, once it's sent to the database, makes it easier and faster to be able to process our data. I want to really delve on the issue of census and elections.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Because we know these are two important events that must occur. We don't want to have leadership vacuum, so the census must take place. We don't want to continue using obsolete data, so the census must be taken. So yes, it's a big strain on the government resources, but these are things that we need for the country to develop.
And it will be 1 month before the handover, from this present government to another one.
Yes.
And there's so many issues around that, but unfortunately we don't have the time to explore those. Nasir Isa Kwarra, thank you very much for joining us on
Thank you so
Newsnight
much.
tonight, Chairman, National Population Commission.